Episode 67, Assassin's Bullet. Reiner Braun attacks Eren Yeager with his armored titan, and though he is repelled and his jaw destroyed by the attack titan's hardened fist, he manages to pull away the jaw titan, preventing Eren from eating it. Eren emerges from his titan's body and remarks that they are done. Mikasa tells Eren that they should go home as Reiner attempts to stand up. She grabs Eren and they leave using her vertical maneuvering equipment. The scout regiment retreat to their airship, and Jean orders the soldiers grappling their way to the airship to protect If from below. Seeing that her enemies are leaving, Gabi Brown takes a rifle and runs out of the building, claiming that she will kill Eren. Eren and Mikasa Ackerman climb the netting onto the airship controlled by the scouts, and Armin Arlelt helps Eren aboard. Insulting Eren's filthy appearance, Levi kicks him before having him restrained. Eren offers no resistance, saying that he explained everything in his letters. Levi is unsympathetic and tells Eren that everything happened the way he wanted anyway. Outside, John Kirstein orders the soldiers defending the ship to board, and since the Marleyans have nothing strong enough to take down an airship, former garrison commander Lobov tells Jean to go ahead and stays to defend the rear. Connie Springer and Sasha Braus help Jean aboard and inform him that the scouts have confirmed 6 fatalities. Flock tells them to compare this to the damage dealt to Marley, and then leads a rousing cheer for their soldiers, saying the new Eldian Empire has had its first victory. Jean wonders how long they will have to continue fighting and how many more will die. Connie comforts him, saying to Jean and Sasha that they are special to him and that he is grateful they all survived. On the ground, Gabi rushes after the airship on foot as Falco chases after her, trying to get her to stop. After catching up with her, Gabi emotionally recalls the deaths of Udo, Zofia, and the 2 gate guards. She explains that people would spit on her just for being an Eldian, and the reason she strove to improve herself is to show the world that Eldians are not bad people. Gabi is unable to forgive those who trampled her home and rejects Falco's notion that the enemy is acting in retaliation to a similar invasion of their land by the Marleyan warriors. She calls them devils threatening world peace, and Falco remembers Eren's words to Reiner that they are the same, as Gabi returns to chasing the airship. As Lima Squad enters the airship, Lobov calls out that airship is free to ascend. He spots Gabi running below, but hesitates to shoot when he sees she is a child. Gabi fires her rifle, killing him with a shot to the head. Lobov's corpse drops to the ground, though the wire from his omnidirectional mobility gear stays attached to the airship. Testing the gear's trigger, Gabi asks Falco to tell her family that she fought until the end and prepares to board the airship. Colt Grice arrives and rushes towards the two, causing Gabi to hurry and activate the trigger. Falco remembers Reiner telling him that he would have to save Gabi and grabs onto her as the wire reels them up. Lobov's body hits the airship with a thump and Jean calls for the celebrating scouts to quiet down, but before they do, Gabi rolls inside the cabin and fires into the group of soldiers. The bullet strikes Sasha's torso and she falls limply on her back, to the horror of Jean and Connie. Jean and Gabi take aim at one another, but Falco tackles Gabi to the floor, causing her bullet to go astray and for Jean to miss his mark. An angry group of soldiers restrains the 2 children as John and Connie rush to Sasha's side. Bleeding out and in shock, Sasha makes a delirious comment about whether they will eat soon, ending on meat. Floch explains to Jean that the 2 children made it onto the ship using Lobov's gear and says he will toss them out. Jean rhetorically asks if it would stop the killing. Meanwhile, Commander Theo Megath is informed by Koslo that Gabi and Falco have run away and have not returned. Megath addresses Peak, who says that she remembers the soldier who had trapped her and Porco Galliard. She remembers meeting the bearded soldier 3 years ago, as a woman serving in the first scout fleet to Paradise Island that went missing since Reiner came back. The soldier was a devout follower of Zeke Yeager. Inside the airship, Levi has Yelena take off her fake beard. In the room next door, Gabi screams at the scouts, cursing the devils while declaring that they have not lost yet. Zeke's will would be carried on by the rest of their comrades. Tempering himself, John brings the two candidates to the room where Zeke sits by Eren, regenerating his limbs. Surprised, Zeke asks Gabi and Falco what they are doing on the ship. Falco questions Zeke's presence while Gabi asks why he let himself get captured. Jean explains that the children killed Lobov to get on board, and Gabi shot Sasha. He does not expect her to survive, causing Mikasa and Armin rush out to see her. Hang Ezoe leaves the piloting to Onyankopon and enters the room, asking Zeke if all has gone according to plan. To the shock of the warrior candidates, Zeke answers that it mostly done so, barring a few miscalculations, specifically the candidates who are themselves shocked by what Zeke's answers and the situation strongly suggest. Jane angrily asks Yelena about trapping the Jaw and Cart Titans, whose escape complicated their mission, and she takes the responsibility for that. Levi explains that it led to the Beast Titan throwing more stones than planned, and insincerely flatters Zeke for his dramatic improvisation. Zeke jokes back that Levi must have wanted to kill him, to which Levi replies with a vague threat. Eren believes that killing Marley's military leaders and destroying their port and naval fleet will have bought them time. However, Hang disagrees, finding it likely that the world will unite in a global offensive against Paradise Island. Hang expresses disappointment in Eren. Despite knowing that the scouts must sacrifice lives every time he is caught by their enemies, Eren put himself in a position where the scouts had no choice but to come to his aid. Zeke argues that now they have both the founding Titan and a Titan of royal blood, which will make all of the sacrifices worthwhile by granting freedom for Eldia. At this time, Connie comes through the door to break the news of Sasha's death. While Mikasa and Armin cry over her body, Eren asks Connie about Sasha's final words. Being told, "meet," Eren lets out a tense, unhinged chuckle and recalls Sasha's wish to recover the lands lost with the fall of Wall Maria so they could raise more livestock. Jean blames Eren for Sasha's death, saying she died because Eren had dragged the scouts into battle.